Let's remind ourselves of the goal of this entire section: getting more interviews. That's your only goal. Increase that success rate. Now, you never know how long the job search will take. So as soon as you've got some skills, the best thing to do is to start applying. Now at ZTM, we recommend you start applying as soon as you finish your first ZTM course, usually a ZTM bootcamp. For example, in our career paths, most of our career paths will have a course that you should take, some career advice, and then apply to 5 jobs. We ask you to apply right away. It doesn't mean that your journey's over and we still have more courses to do, but the idea is to start applying right away. And why is that? Because success isn't going to come right away. This is just practice. Interviewing, getting interviews is still part of the learning process. And you have to remember that you can apply to the same company multiple times. So it's not like you lose the ability to apply to your dream company and you only get one shot. That's not it. With that in mind, you're now going to start applying to jobs. But what should you do? Let's talk about 2 approaches: the shotgun approach and the targeted approach. The shotgun approach is what most people do. Most people just go online and apply to hundreds and hundreds of jobs with the same resume, same cover letter, just whatever is easiest from the comfort of their home, sitting in their chairs, just apply. Nothing special. They're doing the least hard things. The targeted approach, instead, doesn't go for volume. It goes for quality. And the targeted approach is to just do 5 companies at a time. Let me explain. Are there 5 companies you dream of working at? And what I recommend you do is not the shotgun approach, the targeted approach. What we're going to do is focusing your efforts entirely on these 5 companies, at least for 1 week. Spend 1 week applying to these companies, emailing employees, emailing HR people, trying to get in the door to get an interview. And why only 5? Because we want to focus on that quality. We want to use the skills we've learned in the previous lessons, as well as the skills you're going to learn in the upcoming lessons, to have a targeted approach that makes you stand out from all the other applicants that are using the shotgun approach with low quality applications. Remember, we're not swimming with the other fish. Now, one piece of advice for you. Is your dream company in your city? Are they local? Are they in your country? Are they international? Do they offer remote jobs? I recommend as a first step to find local jobs of companies that you know. Not necessarily the ones that you find online or ones that are big like Google or Amazon. Look up local companies and agencies that you might want to work for. Sometimes these don't even have job postings, but that's a great way to get in the door before the applications start. They're constantly hiring, and their need to hire doesn't happen right when they post the job posting online. Usually they need somebody, they have to get internal approval, they need to write the job post, and then it goes online. So the idea is to apply to these 5 local companies, whether they're looking for staff or not, locally. Searching locally is actually great because unlike a remote job or a big company job, they won't have as many applicants, and you're already close to them. So you immediately make the selection pool or choose the companies that have smaller selection pools, at least to start off, and especially if you're just a beginner. Googling local agencies and companies that require the skills that you have should be your first step. Even if they don't have a job section on their website, it's going to be worth sending them an email with your cover letter regardless. Just introduce yourself. Now, this method actually worked really well when I was still a beginner, fresh out of university, because especially smaller agencies and companies don't have hundreds of applicants sending in resumes and applications all the time. And it's even hard for them to get the word out that they're looking for staff. Now, I know what you're thinking. This doesn't have to be done locally with smaller companies. Even big companies will have a job sections, and often these job sections aren't listed on traditional job search websites. So I recommend you pick those 5 companies you want to work for. Doesn't have to be local. It might be helpful if they are. But start searching for the job on their website, not on the job boards, because those ones get targeted the most by applicants. So to summarize, we're going to be using the targeted approach this entire time. The beauty of this system is that it will be easier to stand out than anybody that is just using this shotgun approach and putting in the lowest effort. Irregardless of their experience, even if they're more experienced than you, if your application process is better than them, you immediately stand out. So ask yourself, if you have only 5 companies to apply for, which ones would you choose? And you're gonna do the best job applying to those. That's it. Now I'm gonna give you more strategies in the upcoming videos on how to optimize the outcome and be focused. And once you're done with these 5, after the first week, then you can move on to the next 5, your next 5 companies you wanna work for. And you should always work like that, 5 a week in order of priority, 1 at a time. Super focused, targeted, quality approach.